Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Genix.
You know the only thing trending is you.
Your birthday.
It's your birthday, Dr. Abati. Happy birthday. Everybody, today is Dr. Abati's birthday. He turns 58 today. Happy birthday. And we are celebrating our great Malabite with this beautiful cake. I can see Rufai already dancing. What is this dance step called, Rufai?
It's called the Abati.
All right. I'd like for our viewers to just sing with us with this beautiful rendition that we put together for our legendary Dr. Abati.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
birthday to you. Oh, Ayo, we miss you. Birthday to Dr. Abati Sush. Happy birthday, Dr. Abati.
Thank you. Can we do the program?
No, it's about you today. We love you. Everyone at Arise News is wishing you a very happy birthday. You have been a great addition to the Arise News brand. We pray for good health and more wealth, the same way you prayed for Rufai yesterday.
Dr. Abati, have a birthday. May the only pain you know in your life be champagne.
Yeah! Again, happy birthday, Dr. Abati. Happy birthday. Well, all right. Well, let's continue on what's trending then. With reactions trailing the press conference organized by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, who stated, among several points, that the judgment of the Supreme Court that upheld the victory of President Bola Tinubu has damaged the confidence that Nigerians have in the judiciary. Peter Obi spoke in Abuja on Monday, 10 days after the Supreme Court of Nigeria affirmed Tinubu as Nigeria's president. Addressing the press, Peter Obi condemned the Independent National Electoral Commission, saying the commission displayed incompetence during the elections. Obi thanked Nigerians who supported the Labour Party and described the movement of the party as a revolution postponed.
This judgment amounts to a breach of confidence of Nigerians have in our judiciary. However, this end is only another beginning of our quest for vindication of hope of the common man for a better Nigeria. This year, 2023, has been quite remarkable and revealing. INEC displayed incompetence in the conduct of its statutory duties. It has one thing that has gladdened my heart in course of the struggle in the past 18 months. It is the passionate desire of our people, especially young Nigerians from across ethnic and religious divides, to construct a new and restructured Nigeria that will work for all Nigerians. The energy and dedication of Nigerian youth and obedient movement have been simply amazing. Going forward, we in Labour Party and the obedient movement are now effectively in opposition. We are glad that the nation has heard us loud and clear. We shall now expand the confines of our message of hope to the rest of the country.
Well, the presidency, in reacting to Peter Obi's press conference, stated that Obi should find another worthwhile vocation and stop casting aspersions on the integrity of the justices of the Supreme Court for affirming Tinubu as winner of the February 25th election. Bayo Ononuga, the president's special advisor on information and strategy, in a post on X, accused Peter Obi of being delusional to believe that he could have won a national election where he ran a divisive and polarizing campaign. His statement reads in part: at the press conference where he tried in vain to gaslight Nigerians with false claims and innuendos, Mr. Obi contradicted himself. Here was a beneficiary of judicial pronouncements in the past, now castigating the Supreme Court because its judgment did not go his way. He made false allegations of rigging and other electoral malpractices, yet could not produce any evidence to back up his claims at both the Court of First Instance and the Apex Court. We expected the Labour Party candidate to know that the Supreme Court or any other court does not give judgment based on public opinion and mob sentiments. Judicial pronouncements are based on evidence, precedents, and the rule of law. Obi should have congratulated President Tinubu for his victory and pledged his support in the spirit of statesmanship. But instead, he brought up extraneous matters that he thought the apex court should have considered to declare him the winner. In our view, the drowning Obi, just like Atiku, was merely attempting to hold on to a straw in raking up new allegations which exist only in his imagination and that of his hordes of supporters. Well, of course, you know, Rufai, Peter Obi has a lot of supporters, and they went after Bayo Ononuga on this tweet. I got a lot of reactions, you know, people just attacking Bayo Ononuga's tweets. Some people were even saying, I mean, what sort of campaign did you guys even run? What were your messages? Let me just take one tweet. The State House should rather quit from agonizing over this World Press Conference. They should rather focus on the message and leave the messenger alone. He raised quite some pertinent issues that if the State House was sincere and people enthroned would have taken cognizance of. Issues like why we allocated such ridiculous amount of money to the office of the First Lady, an office that has no constitutional representation. But no, as always, the State House has left matters of significant prominence to start raving over the love Nigerians have for the messenger and his message. More like the opposition. Again, stop the agonizing, focus on the message. I mean, there was a word there that I couldn't use, but you know, but that's basically what it is. Agonizing over, you know, somebody who has a right to actually speak against what he believes in at this point.
So, I mean, Mr. Peter Obi has 100% every right to speak against, you know, the electoral system.
Yeah.
And he just enunciated this point, and he said many things there. And the reaction by Mr. Bayo Ononuga was just missing the point and unnecessary. I mean, if you're attacking him, attacking his supporters. But we can also flip the script and remind Mr. Bayo Ononuga how he started ethnic baiting. And
that thing you just said is correct, because he made that mention of that.
This was the same Mr. Bayo Ononuga that wrote after the elections. He said this should be the last time people from a certain ethnic group that have been in Lagos for tens of years should never, I was talking to the Igbo, should never participate in the election. Mr. Bayo Ononuga said all sorts of things that were very, very bad during the election period. And when we say people that did rabble-rousing, you know, he really did a lot of it. But, you know, the elections are all over. Nigerians will try to heal from all of this. But what are the substance of the things Mr. Peter Obi talked about? He talked about the need, you know, for public opinion in society, which we cannot discountenance, which is very strong, which is germane. He also talked about, you know, the judicial system. And Mr. Bayo Ononuga saying that, yeah, the judicial system favored Mr. Peter Obi for. Yes, I mean, he made a point there as regards that. But we also sit down here and see a lot of judgments that have come out during this electoral period. You know, judgment here and there, the discrepancies, the differences and all of that. And it takes a lot to study. But we can't keep dialing and looking at the past. In moving forward, what are the things we ought to do?
Yeah.
He put forward some suggestions. He talked about things like a 5-year presidency tenure. Dr. Abati has enunciated the fact that Goodluck Jonathan has talked about it before now. The birthday boy has enunciated that fact, you know. And probably how we can truly restructure this country to make it fit for purpose. But also, I would also add, by seeing how we can go back to the National Assembly to fix those laws, those lacunas in the electoral laws that made politicians able to wriggle their way through. And really have real conversations about the reform of INEC. Are we going to adopt the Ways report fully? See, I must have to state this strongly. If it will be that it's still the president that is picking who is going to be INEC chief leading up to the next election, then we are not ready yet. The Ways report has been on for a while. It's time for us to fully implement it. This is the time for you as citizens to also call the lawmakers and say, these are the things we want you to push in the House for us as regards electoral reforms. Also, I talked about the fact that the opposition too should come up with ideas. So it's not just, opposition is not just about criticizing the government on ground, but what are your counter ideas to what they have? That's why, yes, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, talked about the office of the First Lady and all of that. That should not be the case. The 5 billion for yachts. But I am also saying, and somebody just sent me a message that I think he did criticize, but I didn't watch the full tape because I was in and out of it, that the Labour Party lawmakers too should be called out for collecting the 160 million for the cars they want to buy, because, I mean, if they say they were bringing a new idea forward. So this is the time for us to be able to effectively run our government and run our country. And we must have a boisterous and strong opposition.
Yes,
you know,
this is a time to run our government. Yeah.
They should have a think tank. They must have ideas they are putting forward. And we must have a robust political space. And please, we'd like to beg all the actors, stop ethnic baiting.
Yeah.
Please, stop ethnic baiting. Don't destroy this country. Don't set it alight. Yeah. Put your ideas forward robustly and let people enunciate on those ideas and debate on them.
Yeah, we must have a robust governance process at this point, you know, and that's also the rhetoric on a lot of reactions that I have seen. I'll just take this one for laughs. This is from Ben, who wrote, responding to Bayo Onanuga's tweet, he wrote, 2 questions for you, sir. What issues did you campaign on during the election process? He said election process, apart from dancing to Kwamwan songs at campaign events loaded with unlimited gas. What have you brought upon the masses in the last 6 months, apart from hardship, pain, and suffering? Dr. Abati.
Well, first, when we discussed this subject earlier, I said, look, I didn't think the response by Mr. Bayo Onanuga was necessary, calling Peter Obi a copycat and leader of a faction of the Labour Party. That wasn't necessary. Felix Moka, the APC spokesperson, also responded. Now, volubility may be an asset in teamship, because when you are running a teamship regime, everybody wants to be heard. But volubility is not necessarily an asset in spokesmanship. There are certain things you don't react to. Now, the Supreme Court has ruled. After the Supreme Court, you can only go to God. Now, you cannot say people take part in an election, a ruling has been given by the Apex Court, and you do not allow them to put their, thoughts, their own opinion, on the table. So, whatever Mr. Peter Obi said, it was perfectly within his right to make those claims and make those statements. Not that it will change anything, but at least he has made his feelings known. And what did he say? He said, look, the Supreme Court, didn't go by the law. And even if it went by the law, it was more interested in technicality rather than acting as a court of law and a court of policy. Okay?
Right.
Nobody can take him up on that. It is his right. And he said, look, the Supreme Court also overlooked fresh evidence that came. Yeah, he says public opinion is more important. Well, the Supreme Court said it acted within the province of the law, because the Supreme Court is not a marketplace where the mob will come and impose its own views. They will follow the law. If you disagree, well, that's the law. Only the Supreme Court can reverse itself. But his opinions are valid. So in other words, Mr. Bayo Onanuga is also saying, oh, he expected Mr. Peter Obi to congratulate President Tinubu. Well, Waziri Atiku Abubakar has not congratulated him. Mr. Peter Obi has also refused to congratulate him. It is entirely within his prerogative to make his own choice.
Absolutely.
In the matter. So abusing him for not congratulating, no, that is taking the matter too far. However, there are more substantial things that both Atiku Abubakar and Mr. Peter Obi drew attention to. What is this? Both of them are saying we should now have a single term. Atiku Abubakar recommended 6 years for the presidential position, and I guess the same logic goes for governorship. Now, Mr. Peter Obi says he prefers 5 years, so that within a space of 30 years, there will be a resolve on the part of Nigerians that all the 6 geopolitical zones should go round, so that all of us can have a sense of belonging in that presidential villa. Not that some people will take it for 8 years, then they will hand it over to another part of Nigeria for 8 years. That's a concrete issue that both Waziri Atiku Abubakar and Mr. Peter Obi have put on the table. And I made the point that this is not new. This was what President Goodluck Jonathan recommended years back. But at that time, you know, the thing was rejected on the basis that, oh, President Jonathan was looking for a way to do an additional 6 years. Is that an issue that we can begin to look at? That's number one. Number two, there are issues that have arisen from this whole electoral process and the various litigations with regard to sections of the Electoral Act, with regard to the Constitution. Now, the way we can move forward is to identify those particular relevant sections and begin to debate them so that the relevant bodies, the National Assembly, can amend the law accordingly. Because the job of deepening the electoral process in Nigeria is not a finished business. It's a continuing business. It is a journey. Absolutely. It's not a destination, as it were. The destination that we may only talk about will be the integrity of the process itself. Number three, Mr. Peter Obi says it's not as if anybody is going to drive him away from politics. He and the obedience, and I like the way he identified the obedient movement. That's, you know, him taking ownership of the obedient movement publicly. Yeah. And this is my first time of seeing him doing that, you know, at a very serious occasion.
Yes.
Now, he says they are going to go into the opposition.
Yep.
Now, that's what we expect, that they will provide quality opposition, criticize government, but constructively. Offer alternative ideas where necessary, and remind Nigerians that governance cannot be left only to the people who are in government. All of us will be in this matter. And this is why the media is also important. We are not opposition. We are just professionals. Finally, he was recommending a quasi-parliamentary presidential system of governance, saying that those in leadership positions must also be involved in the legislature. Now, that's like a parliamentary system. In some countries, you have a mixed system where you have presidential parliamentary. And it's not a fresh idea. Some people have also suggested that in the past. Can we also look at that? So we should focus on the ideas at this point and stop focusing on calling people a copycat, this and that. At the end of the day, Mr. Peter Obi is a citizen.
Yes.
And he has rights under the Constitution. And those rights include expressing his opinion about how Nigeria should move forward.
I love it. Both of you, well done. A great advocacy for moving Nigeria forward. We'll head over to Abia State now, where the governor of the state, Alex Oti, has commissioned major roads, which he described as strategic roads that would boost the economy of Aba, the commercial nerve center of the state. The governor posted images of the roads commissioned in a post on X, stating that one of the promises he made to the people of Abia was to work tirelessly to mobilize and deploy the necessary resources to drive the holistic infrastructural development of Aba, highlighting his dream to develop a modern city that supports contemporary and traditional businesses, family lives, and leisure activities. Our users on social media pulled up that video because that was one of the roads that he campaigned. How strategic are roads? Well, in Anambra State, a video showing students of Government Technical College in the Nkwo area of the state trekking along a dilapidated road that leads to their school has elicited outrage on social media. Let's take a look.
Oh my God, all that goes on every day. All that goes on every day. Sorry, no. And now I focus my focus when I will meet Alana. Watch it.
It breaks my heart to see students go to school in this way. I wanted to use this opportunity to call out the governor of Anambra State to take a look at that road. Is in the Nkpo area, and this is government technical school. Whatever needs to be done to fix that road so that our students will go to school with dignity.
I mean, very good. And please, for the citizen journalists that brought out this video, kudos to you also. And please, citizens, please revealing things like this. Let the governors do their work. And commendations to Alex Oti, you know, for the work he's doing. The reward for hard work is more work. So he has to do more and more and more. But we need this to be fixed. And also, Governor Soludo, sorry about the loss of your father, because I know what the loss of a parent is like.
Oh, yes, apologies.
So sorry about
Apologies
that. We wish you well for that. Okay.
Yes, may his soul rest in perfect peace. Well, shall we end what's trending today? More on celebration. The Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, celebrated with her first son, Dr. Uzo Iweala, in Germany over the weekend as he tied the knots with his partner, Lotte Elsa, in a traditional wedding ceremony. The WTODG could be seen in a video now making the rounds on social media, showing off her dance moves as she danced with her daughter-in-law. Let's take a look. Yeah, this was in Germany. It's called Igbanko. Igbo people. I love the traditional wedding ceremonies. What can we say? Congratulations to Dr. Uzo Iweala. I mean, I think it's so beautiful. Weddings. Only a few days ago, I did a Made Kuti's wedding, but I thought this was beautiful. Dr. Abacha, I know you have something to say.
Well, congratulations to Uzodinma Iweala.
Yes.
Who, by the way, is from the literary community. Yeah. He's the author of Beast of No Nation. And that wedding was in Heidelberg in Germany. So congratulations to the couple. Really happy to them. I'm very good to see our own Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala twirling and twerking and spinning. You know, a mother's very happy occasion.
Yes.
Every mother would definitely be happy to have the children doing very well. And the woman who posted the story said there will be more weddings in the family. I hope Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala realizes that this has implications.
Just like your...
There are implications. So when next she's in Nigeria, we will also join in the celebration. And she's not with her famous headgear.
Oh yeah, this is a different one.
So which shows that there's always a personal side to everybody. And it's good to see this side of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala on a happy occasion with her children. Yes. You know, who have decided to start a life.
Absolutely.
We wish them happy married time.
I love it.
Congratulations to the Iweala family. Yes,
congratulations to them all. And Dr. Abati, as you have called Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala out on implications. There are implications. And I'm excited. He's up to the task. But just so you know, we're wearing Ashoebi, already celebrating your birthday again. Dr. Abati, happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, that's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.